Okay, preparing to live stream. All right, hello. Welcome to the call of coaching of Heather Normandale. This is CelloJoe, aka Joey Chang, and I am live streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And I'm not going to really be monitoring the comments because this is just like a fly on the wall kind of eavesdropping on a call that I'm doing with my friend Heather Normandale. And I would like to welcome Heather Normandale to the call.
Hello, thanks for inviting me to this session. This is exciting.
Heck yeah, we had talked about doing this right before all of this quarantine
Yeah,
COVID-19 thing went down, and now we're doing it.
exactly.
So, the purpose of this call is for us to just kind of do a review on your online musician tactics and
Yeah,
kind of like talk about social media, your strategy for releasing music, subscription models, um, and just, I don't know, just me trying to see what you're doing and see if I have any advice um, for you on how to improve and turbocharge your music career through the internet and in general, right? Basically, that's what we're doing.
yeah,
Cool. So let me just start off by saying that I am definitely not an authority on this topic. I know certain things because I've heard other people tell me. And I listen to certain podcasts and I read certain books and I remember some of that stuff. So the first thing I would say is that I was listening to a podcast with Derek Sivers, who's the founder of CD Baby. He sold it for $20 million, I don't know, a decade ago or a long time ago. So now he's just like this independently wealthy, awesome musician guy. And he was. I heard an interview that he put out on this podcast, and someone was like, "What advice would you give to somebody that's just starting out in the music biz, or maybe already has a career going, but wants to do better?" And he said, "Look, honestly, I would say read Ari Herstand's book, How to Make It in the Digital Music Age, and do everything in that book." So like this whole call could be summed up in that one sentence. It's basically read Ari Herstand's book, read his blog, read everything that Ari Herstand has put out. I read his book a couple years ago, and I still haven't actualized everything that's in that book. He goes so deep, and it is such a thorough um, breakdown that I would highly recommend that I listen to the audiobook, but just getting that book and doing even 1/10 of the things that are in there is supercharging your music career right there. The downside is that everybody has access to that book, and so everybody is trying to do those same tactics, but they're great tactics. I mean, everything in that book is pure gold. So that would be the first thing that I would say is action step number one is how to make it in the digital music age. I think that's what the title is. It would come right up if you search Ari Herstand, Ariherstand, Ari Herstand. And the rest of this is like stuff that I glean from podcasts. I don't know what you listen to in your spare time, your free time, if you listen to music or if you like to listen to people pontificate. But I listen to podcasts a lot, and some of them are music ones. Like Song Exploder is a good one for deconstructing songs. Um, there's all kinds of like music business podcasts, and then there's music production podcasts, like recording techniques,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. And just picking a couple of those and sampling a few of them, I think is also really helpful because it gets you thinking about what other people are doing and thinking about um, when it comes to music business, because you might hear somebody like, oh, I just launched my blah, blah, blah on this platform and it's been doing great. And then you're like, huh, maybe I could do that, right?
Mhm.
Just having an ear to the ground, it's like just kind of monitoring, being aware of what other people are doing. And then when you hear something that sounds good to you, just jumping on that same bandwagon. So podcasts, like I still get recommendations from other people, like my friend Nico Luminous just dropped on me. He was like, listen to the Producer Grind podcast, and he's an electronic musician. So I started listening to that, and I'm like learning like all this stuff from that world because I'm trying to break into more of the electronic music world. So listening to that podcast is super helpful. You know, um, there could be some podcasts that are more focused on like folk singers and what folk singers are doing. Like I'm sure there's somebody out there that's talking about like, okay, I used to do house concerts. Now there's this like quarantine. How can I still do house concerts and make money doing that? There's probably people talking about how to figure that out and how to do it over Zoom or how to make it happen.
Have you been doing that?
Huh?
Have you been doing that?
Yeah. I've been doing the Cello Madness Congress online and I've increased the frequency of it. It's an event that features cellists and people that play in a band with a cello. And I used to do it like 3 or 4 times a year. I've already done three of them since the lockdown started. So it's like every other week or every week. I've been trying to organize one. And they've been doing pretty well. Like one advance ticket sale brought in, with the tips that came in from Venmo and PayPal and the advance ticket sales from Eventbrite, we grossed around 800 something dollars between four cellists for a 4 hour long show. Like each cellist got an hour. So that went pretty well. It went from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I did it over Zoom, just like we're doing it right here. And I actually launched the event on Eventbrite the day before the show. Like that's how scatterbrained I am. Like I had all the people confirmed like a week before, and then I waited till the very last day to actually make the event and start publicizing it. So I guess that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was just go for it. You know, like you have to um, just go for it. And
Ah!
you know,
Hi, Don. I miss you.
Hey. No pants day. Woo!
do you realize that we're live streaming on all of my channels and this is like a coaching call?
Okay.
That's what I meant when I said I'm going to be on a coaching call. Please
Oh
barge in. All right.
my
Apparently she has a very short-term memory.
God.
I
She remembered. She
hour ago. I'm going to be on a call with Heather, so please don't just like barge in. Yeah. I told you that. Anyway.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Okay, so
So just go for it, like tongue to
number one
really.
is go for it. Like I really want to stress that you don't know what's going to work until you just go for it. And if you launch something and it's a total failure, that didn't work. Try something else, right? Go for
Yeah,
something else,
like that.
you know? And specifically with a Patreon, with a Bandcamp subscription. This is something I told to Rushad Eggleston. He's been live streaming like every day for hours a day, just like making up songs and being wacky like he is. And he gets hundreds of people watching him. on his live stream, he's got a lot of fans. He's got like 25,000 followers on Facebook, and he doesn't have a Bandcamp subscription. It's literally the easiest. I just set mine up the other day, and like this is like why I said I am not an authority, and I don't even follow my own advice. Like I know what to do, but sometimes it's hard to make it actually happen. But let me just show you the back end of. You can do log into your Bandcamp right now, and I'll just show you. I'm going to share my screen and show you what my Bandcamp loads to now. If it used to load to my discography, right? Like all the different music. Like you're seeing my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my Bandcamp used to just load and go straight to the music tab, which is over here. You know, all the different things you can listen to and download, right?
Uh-huh.
And then for the longest time, 2 years ago, I launched a Patreon. I have like 12 subscribers, and I get like $20 a month from it. But at the same time, I was like, I should set up this Bandcamp subscription thing. And I just never did. I don't know why. It was so easy. I set it up in like 2 hours. But you could set it up in 30 minutes. Like you could have this live while we're on this call if you wanted. All you do is you go to your profile, you go to subscription. Oh, that's not it. You got to go into your edit profile.
Uh-huh.
And this is basically like Bandcamp's version of a Patreon, but it's so much simpler. So let's see. So you go here. I don't know exactly how you get to it. I'm going to click dashboard. No, that's not it. Dang it. Maybe it's under settings. Nope, it's not under settings. I think it's under edit profile. I don't know how you get to it. I should have looked this up in advance. Okay. Custom header. Recommended albums. Dang it. Okay, maybe you just there. Okay, so once you're in your profile,
Yeah.
then you go to you click on this subscription thing on the top, and then you go to edit. Once you have a subscription, maybe that's how you get to it.
Yeah.
But you should be able to do that. It should say like either edit or create a subscription. Are you seeing that for your own page?
Let's see. Well, when I'm on my dashboard,
No.
I don't actually have that subscription there. It ends at stats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So let me see. I wonder if that is, let's see, add. I can add album track merch, order.
Click on your picture in the upper right-hand corner of Bandcamp. So you see this. See that?
Yeah, I see that.
It's either an edit profile or tools or page design or do you have subscription in that list?
I do.
Okay, maybe if you click on that, then it'll take you to the subscription.
Oh, yeah. Try it out. Subscription setup. Right. It does let me
okay.
set up.
You see subscription setup like this?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's all you have to do is you put a photo, you write a description that's just like, hey, I'm Heather Normandale. I make music and your money. And then you make a video, and this could literally just be you holding your phone in your garden or whatever, just like, I'm Heather, and I'm hoping you can give me $5 a month, and I'll send you beautiful songs that sound like this. La 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 la. And then upload that video. You decide on what you want to put in your back catalog. I just checked everything. Okay?
Yeah.
There's that. And then, you can do these different items, you can vacillate about what the price and the terms are. $3 a month, $5 a month, $1 a month. I just set mine to 3, 5, and 10. I might change that. I honestly don't know what's gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that most people go for the 5 because it's in the middle.
Yeah.
But anyway, you don't even worry too much about the tiers and what people get and blah blah blah, all that. I just made some stuff up. I just put your name and future full-length album credits plus 1 hour video chat per month for all subscribers in this tier and above. For you, as we
Idiot.
were talking earlier, maybe your value proposition is, um, one video chat, hour-long video singing lesson or singing, what do you call it? Like singing circle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Like
do that.
voice yoga.
Voice yoga, 1 hour long voice yoga per month for $5. Come on, like people spend $20 to go to a yoga class. You're telling me they don't have $5 to spend once a month to support you and attend your voice yoga class? Of course they do.
That would be incredibly cheap. Yeah.
What I'm saying is you can put $20.
Right. Yeah, no, silly.
You can put whatever you want there. It's up to you to value yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's up to you to write something up here in the description that makes people want to support you. So that's what actually is going to take long. And what I would say is, number one is go for it. Just do it. Publish it today. Number two is refine as
Yeah.
you go, right?
Uh-huh.
Like after you write it and publish it, send it to 5 friends and say, what do you think about this? Like, watch the video, read what I wrote. Do you have any feedback for me? And then someone's going to say, oh, in this one sentence right here, I think you should change the to a or whatever. Like, you should change this idea of um, what you're offering to this and change the pricing to that. And then you can think about it and say, oh, that person's got that's some good advice. I will change that. Or you can just ignore them and be like, nah, I'm just going to stick with what I put. Right? The most important thing is that you just decide on your tiers 3, 5,
Mhm.
10, 5, 20, and 100. Don't undervalue yourself. Like, there are rich people out there that wouldn't bat an eye giving you $100 a month for the right reward.
Right.
It was like,
I actually really like the Bandcamp model because I wanted to do Patreon for a while, and it's just sometimes you have login fatigue, you have account fatigue. It's like, oh, I start a whole other account from scratch, and then I have to promote that. So it's nice that I've had Bandcamp for a long time and have subscribers already.
yeah.
So I
And,
really like being able to utilize that.
and as you'll see down here, you put a thank you on mine's lines. They recommend something short and sweet. You can make your subscription tab the default when someone visits your page, which that's what I did. I might change it back to the music page. I don't really know. I'm just testing this out, right? And then
Yeah.
whether you're a solo artist or a group and what you make, music or podcasts, and do you plan to offer subscription only albums, tracks, or merch items? Yes. And then payments go through Stripe, which takes like a 2.9% fee, so it's a really low fee. Visibility is public. Then you write in an announcement. Like my announcement is really not that long. It's like 10 lines long, and it's just I want to thank you for being, purchasing my music in the past or downloading my music in the past, and I'm now offering a subscription. And there was
So
like,
does this only go to your subscribers?
yeah, when you start your subscription, it sends it out to all the people that have downloaded your music on Bandcamp.
Got it.
So if you scroll all the way to the bottom on that announcement, it should say how many people it's going to go out to. Do you see that?
Yes.
What is it?
48.
So that's 48 people that you already have that have already given you money for your music.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to leverage that. You want to be able to convert those people into subscribers. They've already given you money. The best way to make more money is to resell or, recontact people that have already bought you from you and offer them something else.
And so can you invite people that aren't yet your subscribers to be involved in this?
Of course, that would be the next step.
Uh-huh.
Is you create that. Then now I can go to Bandcamp, cellojoe.bandcamp.com/subscribe. And when you go to that link, you can share that link, and then it takes you to this site. See that? And then it has.
Wait, I don't see it anymore. Your screen didn't just stop sharing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Uh-huh.
look, there we go. There, share. So it takes you to this site, and then you can view it as a follower or as a subscriber. And if you open it in a private tab and go to that site, like an incognito window where you're not signed into your Bandcamp, it's going to show you what it looks like to somebody that's the public, somebody that just the random person that follows the link off Facebook or whatever. You know about this? This is handy if you have like multiple accounts and you want to go to something without them being so this
without like auto populate going in there.
Look, like
I see.
It says log in right here because I just used the incognito window. So this is what it looks like when
Got it.
your link. You can just see that there's a follow button here, whereas on the other one, it's not showing me a follow button. It's showing me the back end because yeah. So anyway, so yeah, then I just have this little video. It's a 5-minute video. I cut it together really quick. It took me in like 2 hours to shoot this video and
Hello, my name is Joey Chang.
talking to the camera and explaining about.
I go by CelloJoe.
Oh, when you
Hang out live. I have
Joey?
Yeah.
When you press play, I can't hear what you're saying in real time because the volume is super loud. Just so you know, because I heard you talking, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because that dominates.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to play that. It's at cellojoe.bandcamp/
I'll check it out.
subscribe. So anyway, I made it in like 2 hours. I sat down in a chair and I just filmed a couple times of me talking. I didn't write anything down. I just talked about what I was doing and what I was hoping to happen. I don't know that anybody's actually even subscribed to my Bandcamp thing. I have to keep promoting it and talking about it. And that's the third step. And that's maybe where we should start talking about, before we started the
one more question.
Okay, yeah.
The part at the top where it says the name, there's subscription, fan club, backstage, VIP membership.
Oh,
or you can call it something other.
Yeah.
And it's basically just what you want to call it. You can call whatever you want.
Yeah, they just gave you those options.
I could call it a Patreon. I could call it voice therapy sessions.
You can call it whatever you want, and the whole point of that is that not everybody wants to call it a subscription. I actually, this is sort of embarrassing, but I had this set to VIP membership like this. And once you launch it, the URL becomes cellojoe.bandcamp.com/VIP membership. And I shared it when I didn't realize that I had launched it as a subscription. So I didn't want people to go and then not find the subscription page. So I was just like, oh, well, whatever. In the video, it says VIP membership club. And in the thing, it says subscription. But whatever, it's all the same thing. This just changes
Right.
what the URL is from your band.
Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that it was going to be included in the URL.
It will. And yeah, but you could call it like, what did you call it? Singing club?
Right, the Voice Healing Club or something like that.
Voice Healing Club. It'll just say, heathernormandale.bandcamp.com/voice healing club.
Yeah.
You can play around with it too. I mean, you could make it a single letter, and then it makes it easier to type the URL.
Do you know if that renders the previous Bandcamp link like incomplete? Like, I've used, bandcamp.com/Heather Normandale for a long time, and have probably put it on different, like it's probably on my Facebook, it's probably on my Indiegogo. Does that mean that now that will be like 404 not found or something, or will it just forward as usual to this page?
That is a good question. If you have not gone in to your Bandcamp edit profile and checked your artist profile, you can have a Bandcamp URL where it's yourname.bandcamp.com, and it will be the same as if you had gone to bandcamp.com/yourname.
Got it.
I'm pretty sure that would be the case. You can test it real quick, but you should go to the your artist profile, edit profile, and just check, because let's see here. Right here is where you can choose your vanity URL right here.
Yeah, I think I've done that before. I just didn't know if that was going to be affected by adding this like music club.
No. I
Cool.
don't think so. Let's see. Yep. Comes right up. heathernormandale.bandcamp.com. So you already have that. You're just going to hit / and then you're going to, once you create your subscription, you're going to type in whatever it is, voice, yoga, or whatever, and then that's going to go to your subscription, which is the same as the community tab.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. I like it.
Number 1, go for it. Launch it today. Number 2, refine the text and the video as you go. Place the video however often you want. And that's some good advice for myself, because the welcome video on my Patreon is from January 2018, and I need to update that and re-record it. So we were just about to get into social media, because that's one of the best ways to get this new URL out there, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to have people subscribe to you and get a recurring monthly income, you need to have fans. They need to know about how to support you, right? So I would say the number 1 thing that's most important for you to do is to send an email to your email list. And what email list provider do you use?
Currently, I use FanBridge. I'm really glad that we're talking about this, because I realized that FanBridge recently, they sent me some concerning email about some change being made, and I'm like, oh gosh, I have to make sure I don't lose my subscribers there, because I have quite a lot from the past 10 years. So yeah, I use FanBridge, and works pretty well.
Can you go in there and export your subscribers?
I'm sure I can.
You know how to do that?
Let's do it right now.
And another thing that you should do that I often forget to do as well is from your Bandcamp, you can go in your tools and there's a mailing list. The very first thing. Do you see this?
Okay, wait. So,
Art, you click on your artist in the upper right hand corner, you go to
right.
tools.
Uh-huh.
And then the very first thing is the mailing list. And
Yeah.
then you export all of the people that have given you their email address.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, you can add those people into your FanBridge or download it and export it and make sure you have those people's email addresses saved and ready to go for if you change from FanBridge to something else. Because, like we said, these Bandcamp people are people that have downloaded your music.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely want them. So, also, a lot of people don't know how to use Bandcamp or don't see the options. So if you go to your Bandcamp, you have it set right now to just go to your most recent release, right? So most people, when they're like, "Oh, I just discovered Heather Normandale. I'm gonna go to her Bandcamp." They come here, they're just gonna push play on this, right?
Yeah.
That's all they see. And then they're just going to let it play. And then they're going to go, oh, okay, it's got 8 songs. I would like to download this. Oh, it's $15. All right, on to the next thing, right? People that see you play live and like have a personal connection to you are going to be like, oh, I'm definitely going to just buy this right now, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you change it up so that you have it load onto your discography, then
Okay.
when they come to your Bandcamp, they're going to be like, oh, she's got 5 different things. This is the newest one probably. And then there's this one, and there's this one, and this one, and this one. Let me check out this one. They're going to click around, and they're listen to this one. This is just a single. So they're listen to this. This is good. Name your own price. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that people can get for free.
Yeah.
They just put in their email address, and that's crucial because then you got a way to contact them again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once they've downloaded this, then you email them and say, by the way, I don't know if you had a chance, but Golden Threads is my latest album, and it's available on Bandcamp. It's $15. So then you got this one. You also have set to $15. And this is like a really like a larger conversation about where the music business is at now. This one's got a $7, and so you have the one single that's for free. This Mother Sorcene.
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 Uh-huh.
That's free. It's a single, right?
Yeah.
And then you have these 2 Stitchcraft albums that are 5 and 7, and your other albums are 15. I don't really know what to say about pricing because I've played around with it. At one point I had everything completely free. Just name your price on everything. Okay? And then I started copying the Polish ambassador and just made and no, at first I had everything had a cost. Then I saw the Polish ambassador was just giving his stuff away. I remember this artist, Thriftworks, another DJ producer guy, was just giving his stuff away. Name your price,
Uh-huh.
everything. And he said that he was actually buying these download credits because he'd given out so many downloads that Bandcamp
Right.
charging him to give out downloads.
Yeah, I know that happens, and so that was one of the things that I didn't want to start having to pay to get, so people get music.
No, but that's the wrong that's the wrong idea, because he blew up because all his music was name your price.
Oh,
Music was good and people really wanted it. And so they downloaded it. They shared it. It
mhm.
was easy for people to get. And so his strategy was, I want to give out my music as much as I can, and then I'll make money by playing at festivals, and I'll get booked because thousands of people have listened to my music already, and they're already commenting at the festival's website and sending them messages like, yo, get Thriftworks on this bill.
Uh-huh.
That was his strategy. It doesn't work for everybody. Everybody's different, So what I would suggest, though, is that you make more of your music free, i.e. name your price,
Uh-huh.
and that you choose to have people land on your discography rather than your latest release.
And how can you adjust that? I didn't even know that was an option.
Here. It's whoops, I keep forgetting that I'm not sharing the right screen. Here we go. Here's the screen. Edit profile. When you go on you click on the your image on Bandcamp in the upper right next to the heart, and you see this edit profile.
Yeah.
You just gotta click that, and then, I mean, all of this stuff is stuff that you should really be on it with. Like, they give you ways to link to your other websites, right? I have Patreon, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, and my website. Those are my top 5 that I want people to know about. I actually should probably change my website to YouTube, because I don't know, my website's like we were talking about earlier. I haven't updated it in a while, and it's like kind of old. But I'll just leave that for now. Anyway, you scroll down. Once you here, this is another thing you should change. Full digital discography pricing.
Yeah.
This should be checked. You should offer your fans your full discography at a discount. Mine's currently set to 50%, and I priced all the different things. I made some stuff free, and I made some stuff have a price so that it would come out to what I wanted it to.
Okay.
And so the minimum price for everybody, for people to download my full discography, is $18, because I set the price on certain things to add up to 36. I don't know. Maybe I should add another $4 just to make it a round number.
Yeah.
Anyway, you should check let fans pay more if they want, and you should
Yeah.
fans your full discography. Have a
Yeah.
and then just choose whatever you want. I did 50%. You could do 25, or you could do 10. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you have that option checked and that you make it possible. Right?
Great. Yeah, and I see the homepage option too. Go to my discography. I like that.
Yeah, go to your discography. Then people can see that you have 5 different things out there, and Golden Threads is just the latest one. So then, now let's really talk about the social media thing. Before we got on the call, you were talking about planning your posts out. The fact that you're active on Instagram and Facebook, you're not on Twitter much or TikTok. And then you wanted to know about self promo versus interesting content. And my question is, what video platforms are you on, and what about SoundCloud?
Yeah, I am on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And I am on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I have something on Vimeo too, but I haven't logged in on there for a long time. So
that's that big a deal in my opinion. I think Vimeo is a place where pro video people hang out, and
right. Okay.
YouTube is important though. YouTube is the biggest music search platform on the planet right now.
Mm.
Way bigger than anything else. Most people listen to their music on YouTube, so your stuff's got to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it is on YouTube. some good water sound effects there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you have your stuff on YouTube. Are all your tracks on YouTube as like individual songs with no video with them, just YouTube music?
I think that CD Baby did that.
CD Baby does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure, like, because I have a distribution deal and I have something with BMI and all that, they did all that stuff.
Okay.
But it's not in my account.
Right. It's on their CD Baby music account.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things Ari Herstand talks about is actually going on BMI and actually registering your works. That's something that I've never done, even though I've known about it. But now that we have all this free time, it's something that I need to do and that everyone should do.
Yeah.
I'm with ASCAP, and I've gone on there, and it's not that. I don't think it's that hard. It's just a matter of like filling out the credits and putting like your name as the songwriter.
Yeah. I'm in the process of actually doing that. I have some issue with one of my past albums being distributed through a different platform that changed names, and there were that was all pre Spotify, and so I have to kind of redo the distribution so that because for some reason my Trembling Water album it's not on Spotify because of this weird older distribution company not just getting with the times. So I have to redistribute it through CD Baby and then get all of that up on BMI.
Okay.
So that is, I agree, important. I should do that.
One thing that's really great about SoundCloud is that if you put all the stuff that's on your Bandcamp on SoundCloud, you can put a buy link. And so there's a lot more social than Bandcamp. There's comments, there's sharing, there's reposting. And you never know, like sometimes stuff just will take off on SoundCloud. Like,
interesting.
You might put up a song and then you check back on it in a few months and it's got like thousands of plays. And you're like, how did that happen? If people share what they like, And maybe it's because you're nudging people with posts that you've set up on your social media calendar to go out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You post about a different song that you've uploaded to SoundCloud, which is an enticement to people to A, listen to the song, B, follow you on SoundCloud, C, buy the track on Bandcamp. And there's tools to help. There's things like Hootsuite.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Buffer.
You use Hootsuite?
No, I'm not really that good at this whole social media game, but that's one of the things that I'm hoping that I'll get better at by telling other people about. Like I told Evan Frazier about this too, and it's on my list of things that I'm gonna do. I actually, just using a spreadsheet is basically the same thing. It's just Hootsuite helps you by automating it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hootsuite, to be honest, I think there's disadvantages because it only covers Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So it doesn't have SoundCloud. And there's enough difference between how I would design posts on Facebook versus Twitter versus Instagram. Like Instagram automatically puts stuff on Facebook, and I like that because whatever I put on Instagram works on Facebook, but not vice versa necessarily, right? Things that you post on Facebook might not work for Instagram, and they definitely don't with Twitter because Twitter has that really short it has to be so short. So in that sense, I mean, I think if you designed it to be very streamlined, Hootsuite could be cool, but I like the idea of including things like SoundCloud, which yeah, it's like you might as well just have a spreadsheet then, right? And then just like
But SoundCloud is not so much of a
you know,
weekly posting thing. SoundCloud is like you put your music up there and then you let it live there. And what I meant by telling people about the track is tweeting it out, posting it on
yeah.
Instagram and Facebook, and you could literally just have a. I think they might even have a way to share SoundCloud tracks on Instagram through Instagram stories where people can like.
Oh, interesting. I know I can access my music that is only my new CD that's on Spotify is what I can put on my story, but I didn't know about the SoundCloud option. I don't think I've connected them.
It'd be worthwhile for you to just get the SoundCloud app on your phone and play around with it because I'm pretty sure I've seen people sharing stuff from SoundCloud directly to Instagram as a post or as a story. Like I'm not a social media guy. I think that from what I've read, email lists are way better on conversion
Uh-huh.
for actual like connection with people.
Yeah.
And that like I've read statistics that like email lists can convert as high as like 40%, whereas social media is like less than 1% or something. You have to have so many people that follow you on social media to get any kind of meaningful return on it.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
what?
I said that I hear that.
Yeah, because they're just not as invested. People on social media just aren't as invested.
Yeah.
I think it's good. It's fine that you don't hang out on Twitter very much. I feel like Twitter is for people to have like little snarky conversations and like tweet little like puns and you know things where they scroll through it and they're like, haha, that's funny. I'll write, something mean.
Yeah, or like political stuff. I feel like there's other more
I have Twitter, and all I do is just use the Twitter share button on something where it's like I post a new thing on YouTube. I'll just click the Twitter button and then just hit tweet. Like
mm-hmm.
I don't care about going on there and like reading every comment on every post and all that.
Yeah.
As far as like self promo versus interesting content, for you, I think for me, I do a lot of self promo. I do very little interesting content. I try to share my friends' stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like when I see somebody post a new track, I'll try to share that and say, check out my buddy so and so just released this new thingy job, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't really do a lot of like lengthy writing thoughts of, you know, the state of the world and weighty subjects, this, that, the other thing. That's just my own personal style. Some people do that and they're really good at it. If you're good at it, then you should do it. Otherwise, just share other people's stuff on your
Yeah.
own page. You know, I think what's also interesting to note is just that if you're really consistent and you post all the time, the algorithms seem to like that, right? So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of putting something up every day or multiple times per day. Even if it's just pictures of your cats. I really do think that just the more you are on there, the more they share your stuff. It's general strategy. That's why I've been toying with the idea of just taking different tracks that I have on Bandcamp and like every day tweeting out and putting on Instagram and Facebook. Have you heard this song? You know, it's been out for years, but not everybody's heard it yet. So,
Hmm.
and
Especially if you have a good story about it.
yeah, and not everybody's seeing every post, right? So if I sent out the same post 5 times in one week, like at 7 a.m. Monday and 9 a.m. Tuesday and 11 a.m. Wednesday and 1 p.m. Thursday and so on, I just did the same track, same story, same post. There's very few people that are going to see that post every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although I do silence people sometimes in my feed if I'm like, oh my gosh, that person who keeps talking about, that weird conspiracy theory and I can't handle them. And,
Well,
not necessarily like people like are annoyed by music, but there's those kind of moments. It's like, well, you don't inundate.
yeah, but those people aren't your real fans. Like your real fans aren't going to care whether you're, tooting your own horn all the time and reminding people that you have an album out with, you know, you, your real fans are not going to get upset by you tweeting out about I go walking, Mother Sorne, heartbeat, into it all, on one song or two songs a day coming up in their feed. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that song. I love Heather. Let me listen to that.
Aw.
And your call to action is go on SoundCloud, repost this track, follow me on SoundCloud, and if they haven't done that yet, then you've got a new follower. If they don't really want to see you tweeting about your songs, they can unfollow you, screw.
Mhm.
If they don't, if they're upset by you telling everybody about checking out your stuff on SoundCloud and going to your Bandcamp and downloading your music, then there's 6.9999999 billion other people in the world that you do want to connect with, you know? That don't worry about scaring people off on social media. Like the more you post and the more you just keep posting the same stuff, your real fans are not going to care. The people that are like kind of like you but are like not sure, if they listen to the music and they're like, nah, it's not really for me. I'm more into this, that, the other thing. They're just gonna unfollow you, just like you do with the conspiracy people. So, that's my take on it. Like your real fans will just be there, and there's people like that I follow that I see them come up, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna take this person out of my feed, even though I know exactly what they're, what I'm about to see or hear.
Uh-huh.
I love them, and I want to just keep seeing whatever it is that they're posting.
Good call. Okay.
Think about
Cool.
it in those terms, and I wouldn't be afraid of self promo. People say you should have like, oh, you have to have 60% interesting stuff and cute cat pictures and 40% tooting your own horn or whatever the percentage they say is. 75% interesting content and only 25%, look at me, I'm great. Uh, that's like classic Gary V jab 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 right hook um, social media strategy.
Hmm.
But I think he's talking about like for major brands and stuff like that. I sure it probably applies to artists. And the best thing to do would be number one, go for it. Number two, refine as you go. You know,
Yeah.
just try doing posts that are just about you for a whole week and look at the numbers. What's the engagement? What's the reach? And then the next week do like every other post is like about a friend or about just something random, and then every other post is about me, like listen to this song, listen to that song, repost this on SoundCloud if you can, subscribe to my email newsletter, blah blah blah, and just look at the engagement. There's going to be less engagement when you do it all about me, right?
Hmm.
if you do that and you look at the numbers, you'll eventually start to realize what kind of stuff is working, right?
Yeah.
It's more important to just, like the Facebook move fast and break things. It's like just move fast and post a lot of things. See what works. Whatever works, do more of that. Whatever's not
Mhm.
getting high numbers or engagement, just try to do less of that. I think we've covered almost everything.
Yeah, I think that was great. I think that was a super productive call. And I am inspired. I'm gonna set up the subscription on Bandcamp today.
That's
So long distance Zoom high five.
I think that is awesome. And I have two final thoughts because
Okay.
when we were before we started, we talked about how you're gonna like which sites you can get into and do you know the passwords for all your sites, and you said, let me check my sheet. And I would just suggest you look into a password manager, like Bitwarden. That's what I use. I used to use Dashlane,
Uh-huh.
a paid service, but Bitwarden is open source, free
Very
software, and you can generate random passwords and just remember one password.
yeah. That's helpful.
I would really look into setting that up because it can save you a lot of time. You don't have to remember all these passwords or maintain a spreadsheet that could potentially be hacked or whatever you could accidentally share or whatever. I would just look into that. And then because I'm pretty sure you have a Mac, right?
I have a Mac.
I would look into this is a little tip that everyone should know. If you go to the Apple and you do system preferences and then go to, hold on, I'm gonna try and find this. What? All right, I'll just put it on there. Um, over here. So you go to system preferences. Oh, it's getting sluggish. Uh-oh. There we go. What's going on? Here we go. Oh, there we go. And then keyboard. It's going to save you so much typing right now. I don't know if you know this already, but there's this thing called shortcuts. Wait. Text.
I see. Okay, shortcuts. Yeah.
You click on the text tab. You see
Okay.
that?
Yeah. Oh, did you create your own shortcuts?
I create all my own little codes. So where it says replace, you type in a little short code, and then with, you put something long that you don't want to have to type all the time. For instance, when you want to share your Heather Normandale Bandcamp, whatever you call it,
Yeah.
you could just go, you make up a system however you want, right? I would suggest, what I do is I put CJ and then I put something that helps, that's easy to remember. Like for you, I would say HNBS, right? Heather Normandale Bandcamp subscription, HNBS, right? Then you
Uh-huh.
here and you type Heather Normandale bandcamp.com/subscribe or whatever you put it, whatever URL.
Yeah.
You put that there, and now it's in there, okay? Now when I go to a browser and I go HNBS and I push spacebar, it should just expand out HNBS. Oh, maybe I didn't save it right.
You can use any of your other ones though.
Yeah, I have a lot of them. HNBS. So it's there. There. I did it in Spotlight search. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So sometimes it glitches out. I might just need to like restart my Chrome browser or whatever. But yeah, like if I type my phone number, I don't type out 10 characters. I type PH space bar. PH. Boom.
Oh,
Like that. If I need to put out my name, I type JSC and then I hit
yeah.
space and it expands it out. If I want to send people to my SoundCloud, I go CJSND space. And I don't have to type soundcloud.com/CelloJoe. I type 5 characters instead of however many that is. You know, if I'm like writing something or chatting with somebody online and I want to tell them to go to my GoPro video on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
I set that up to CJGP and it types out a YouTube link that goes to a specific YouTube video. So, yes, it takes time to think of all the different things that you're going to want to type real quick. But if you get into the habit of like after the third or fourth time you type something, you just go, you know what? This should be a shortcut. And then you just go Apple, System Preferences, Keyboard, Text, plus, and put a bunch of them in there at once.
I like that. That's great. I like that idea.
If you've if you've been as you've been going through your day, you're like, ah, I keep having to type such and such. Why don't I just make a shortcut for this?
Yeah.
You know, like your name, your phone, your address, your email address, your website, your social media websites for Facebook, for Instagram, for um, all kinds of stuff, and then like making it so that you can easily share your the top 3 YouTube videos that you want to share with people. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I also, because I'm such a big fan of it, I have a $5 program called A Text. I downloaded. I also have Text Expander, which is a lot more expensive. It's like 30 some dollars, but found out about this program, ATEX, and does the exact same thing, except it's much more sophisticated. Like, for instance, I have this letter in here. It's like a whole booking letter. This whole bit right here,
Uh-huh.
and I have the abbreviation for it, semicolon B, for booking.
Oh, and you can put that in your email?
I could put that in my email. So, and it has fill-ins. See the fill-in area for the venue, right?
Uh-huh.
So, like, if I bring up a web browser again, and um, so I'm going to my email. Oh man, computer's bogged down. It's trying to do too much stuff right now. It's a little tired. Wow, it really doesn't want to load that. Doesn't want to load that. I'll just open text edit. I'll show you what I mean. We'll pretend like this is an email compose window right here. So if I do semicolon B and I push the space bar, it just types all that out. And it should have asked me what I wanted to do for this venue fill. Maybe it works differently in different apps. In any case, I had it set up so it would fill out the venue there and there. It's a pretty cool program. It can save you a lot of time if you set it up right.
That's cool. Yeah, I need that. Definitely.
It's called A-Text. I think it's only $5. But you can see I have all these snippets. That's what they're called. Full-on letters to people. Some of them are old. Some of them are like I don't use hardly at all. But there's a lot of different things here that I use a lot. Anyway, it's been great hanging out over this.
Cool. Yeah, now I have to go and do another thing in my day before the stores close.
Yeah. Well, let me know how it goes with setting up your Bandcamp subscription. And
you know what I'll do to just give myself a little carrot is I'll this is on your Joey Chang page, this live stream.
Yep.
I'll share this just as a shout out, but I'll say my project today was getting my Bandcamp subscription set up, and I'll share it and tell people to sign up for it. So that'll be the carrot of accomplishment.
Yeah. All right, Heather.
Cool.
Forward to seeing how you apply this. Don't forget about the very most important thing. Go for it.
Woohoo!